What is up? Welcome back to Game Brigade. My name is Brian. Thank you guys for joining me. You are watching Should You Back, and today we are going to be talking Helldivers 2, the board game from Steamforged Games. This is a game I'm familiar with, well, at least the video game, the IP. I've played the IP. I'm familiar at least with the video game portion of this. How does it do in terms of a board game? Is this something we should be looking at or considering adding to our collection? We're going to be talking about it. I'm also curious to think what you guys think about this game. As a reminder, if you are new here to the channel, we have a giveaway going on where we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, and we're going to be giving away two games. The first one being Avalon the Riven Vale from Shadowborn Games. The second one being Surya from Hexa Games. Those were available, and I'm super excited for those. Remember, to enter my giveaways, you must first be a subscriber to the channel, of course. Smash that like button, support the community, and you're going to leave a comment following the comment rules, which will be hashtag QOTD for question of the day. I'm going to ask a question at some point in this video. You answer the question with that hashtag in your comment, and you'll be entered to the giveaway. So let's go ahead and drop right in to Helldivers 2. Now, if you don't know anything about Helldivers, I don't really need these headphones. Let's go and take those off. Helldivers 2. We are soldiers trying to protect freedom of Super Earth from those who are willing to take our freedoms away. That is the core concept of the game. And who wants to take our freedom away? Well, right now it's going to be some bugs and potentially some automaton robots. But Helldivers, that is effectively the game. You are basically one of these soldier guys fighting for freedom by diving in and eradicating all life that could potentially threaten your survival. So what has Steamforged done here to bring that game to life? Why are we playing? Well, there are a few things we're going to be looking at. The first thing I'm pretty impressed with is always check to see if there is a rulebook, which there is, so you can actually dive through the rulebook. But effectively, the way this game works is you are going to be creating yourself a Helldiver. With these Helldivers, you can do a pre-designed one, such as the captain, the heavy, the sniper, the flame-throwing guy. You can also custom design yours if you want to build your own Helldiver, which is probably what I would do because I think that'd be more fun. But effectively, your character will have a hand of cards that you can play, which are going to be your action cards. Basically, what are you going to be doing for that turn for your actions? You also get a loadout of different types of weapons and gear that you can equip, as well as different types of stratagem, which are call-ins that you can call in to support yourself. So they can be airstrikes, orbital bombardments, a guard dog, which is like a backpack you wear that gives you kind of a sentry that kind of protects you. So these are different things that you're going to be able to load yourself out. And as you do that, you're then going to head to the planet to complete some sort of mission. This is how the video game works. It's also how the board game works. So you're going to be selecting a mission. It might be to destroy nests. It might be to launch a nuclear missile. It could be to shut down a radio signal from different types of locations, which will be requiring you then to explore the map, find your objectives, complete the objectives, and then you need to extract. Now, in the video game, you don't necessarily have to extract to win. You just have to complete the objective. You know, sometimes your life is enough for freedom to survive. So here are the enemies of democracy. Now, these are the Tyranids, I believe, what they're called. Thermid, I can't remember what they're called. These are the bugs. Basically, they remind me of the bugs from Starship Troopers. And when you're playing the game, they horde you. They come in fast and hard, and they basically are trying to swarm you. So you've got some scavengers or bile spitters and the warriors. These are the most common enemies you're going to fight. The shriekers are the flying enemies. The hive guards, stalkers, brood commanders, the bile spewers. These things are going to be probably pretty big. The bile spewers are pretty big, as is the charger. And then they even have the titans, which are even massive. And I can't wait to see how they would look on the board comparatively to everything else. There's also another enemy type. If you go to add-ons, you can check out, they have the automatons expansions. These automatons are basically, if you think of Terminator, The T-800s are effectively what these guys remind you of, just walking machines. Now, the differences between the two enemies are, the big differences in terms of the gameplay is that the bugs, for the most part, are going to be combating you in melee range. Now, there are a few, like the bile spitters and whatnot, that can engage you from range. Other ones, like the charger, can close distances pretty quickly, but for the most part, they're engaging you at close distances. While the automatons, though, all have weapons and rifles and guns and dropships that drop in quick hordes on you. So that is the core difference, is that if you are looking for different types of challenges, the automatons are going to be a very completely different type of enemy type comparatively to the Tyranids or whatever, the bugs. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, so that's what you can see here. You got this chainsaw guy, the heavy devastator. You've got this rocket launcher guy. You can already see the differences in types of weapons that they're bringing, even a tank here. So that's the differences between those two. Oh yeah, here's the Bile Titan, just a massive bug. So you can see the difference here is 210 millimeter base comparatively to the standard trooper here. That will be epic on the table. Oh, they even have the Impaler expansion, which is going to be this guy that drives its arms into the ground, and then tentacles will shoot up. So these are some cool options. I kind of, when I was looking at this game, when I went through this campaign a little bit, it kind of reminded me almost of like a Monster Hunter type game. But more of like a swarm rather than fighting an individual single monster, kind of more of a swarming horde mode like gameplay experience. In terms of the gameplay, though, they have how to play. You're basically going to pick your action and you're going to place it into, where do they have it? They have I watched the video, which was a much better explanation, and I might recommend watching the video if you haven't, to get a better explanation of mine. But there's basically going to be an initiative tracker, and you're going to shuffle all of the enemies as well as your actions into a pile, and you're going to lay them out, and then you're going to do those initiatives in order in terms of basically who gets to act first and when. And after a certain amount of actions have done, an event will trigger, so things will continually keep evolving for the battlefield. Helldivers is meant to be a chaotic game. I'm hoping that this is recreated. Now, I did watch a little bit of the playthrough from Steamforge Games itself, and it does seem like they're doing a pretty good job of implementing that chaotic, you're getting attacked from all sides kind of mess, and you have to still focus on your objective rather than constantly fighting about the enemies, because you are going to run out of ammo, and you only have so many stratagems that you can call in for resupplies and whatnot. So that's that. Now let's take a look at the different types of pledges that they kind of have here. Now, one of the things I like to do on these videos when I do them is to recommend a specific type of pledge. The problem is one of the pledges that they're offering here have two campaigns that are going to be included in it that are not revealed yet. So it's really hard for me to give you a real good recommendation in terms of cost value based on the expansions I'm seeing and which ones are the most, important ones to have in your campaign versus ones that, you can pick or choose from. So not having that available is kind of a bummer. They are offering this Hell Commander pledge, which will show pretty much, it's going to be like the all-in. So it includes all content from the live campaign, all unlocks, all expansions. But we just don't know what these mystery expansions are yet. They are going to be revealed in the campaign when time comes. But this might be something to consider. Now, this is a lot of content. It's also going to be a lot of plastic. So make sure whenever you're pledging something like this, that you're going to have room in your collection for a bunch of boxes and a bunch of plastic. And that's why I generally like to sometimes pick and choose which expansions I might like versus others. Now, you do have the Commander pledge here for $80, I believe it was, which is basically just the core box and associated stretch goals. Of course, it's not going to load for me for whatever reason. But, you can see it's here in pounds, but they have it for dollars if you'd like to see the actual dollar amount. In terms of shipping and whatnot, if we go down here, stretch pay is available through Gamefound, so that's a cool feature if you'd like to stretch your payments along several different months. They're doing 3 months for this one. I actually appreciate that service. I don't think people really harp on it. I think it's fine personally. But that's my take. U.S. mainland, $23 for the Commander. The Hell Commander, the all-in, you're looking at close to $70. So please be aware of that. Now, at the time of this filming, there are issues with tariffs and things that are going to be happening in that regard. So they do have a note here regarding that. So please be aware that tariff situations and all that could change. And that's what they say here. With the current uncertainty around U.S. tariffs, there's no way to fully predict what the situation will be when the game ships in 2026. And it's true because things are literally changing every day. Every time I check, things are constantly changing. So please be aware of that whenever you're backing anything. One of the nice things that they do have this is they have a thing called... they have the stable pledge. Now, I'm very curious how the stable pledge implementation will work with this, but it does. Stable pledge that's offered from Gamefound basically says that if the game ends and it's at any point ends up being 10% higher than what you pledge to pay, you can get a full refund back. Now, I'm not quite sure how that works with taxes or tariffs, of course. Don't know. I'd love to learn more about that, but just be aware that that is an option, the stable pledge. But again, buyer beware. Always do your due diligence whenever you're spending a lot of money, especially when you're looking upwards to $300 or plus on a board game. So we're going to go back now to me, my big head here, and just kind of wrap up. And then we're also going to be talking about the question of the day. So overall, Helldivers 2, my opinion of it is that the game looks fun. It looks interesting. I have a little bit of questions about the gameplay loop in terms of how long is this game going to be enjoyable, and am I able to get through all the content in a time, like, a price per play type situation? Is it going to be a game that I can definitely get my wear out of it because of the gameplay loop is enjoyable? So the question of the day, the question I'll be asking you is #QOTD. How have your backing decisions changed with the recent developments around global trade and whatnot? I want to know how you guys are handling the current situations. Please don't leave any negative talk either way for people, but I just want to know what you guys are doing personally for board game purchases. Are you looking at holding off for a while? Are you still thinking things are good to go? Where are you at? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Remember, you have to do #QOTD. And if you don't feel confident or comfortable commenting that, I understand. You can also just leave a cookie, and I'll accept that as an entry. Just leave a cookie emoji, and I'll accept that as well, just for this video, though. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. My name is Brian. Bye-bye.